Hi, Dave Fitzgerald, Northland Dodge NGD Cars. Well, today we're standing here in front of my 1971 Sno-Commander W200 Power Wagon. Now, for all of you that have already looked at some of our YouTubes or been to our Facebook page or been to our website, please come. You're going to know that I like the last year of anything built. This is the last year they built this body style. This is a strange truck. It's not strange in the way the factory built it, but for some reason, back in New York State, this vehicle, when it was 1 year old, got put away. It has 13,000 miles on it, original miles. Now, these trucks are built for farm implements and for towing and bases all the way back from the early 50s all the way through the late 70s. So they weren't built for comfort, so why somebody would save it like a collector's item, it's beyond me. Maybe it's been a pampered life on some large estate back in New York. I just don't know. But what I can tell you is that this vehicle is a beast. Now, this truck is designed for one thing only, and that is for plowing snow. Now, along with that, that brings all of the heavy-duty equipment that Dodge had to offer in 1971. And Dodge trucks, even without the heavy-duty equipment, were the heaviest-duty trucks out there. Now, we felt so strongly about the utilitarian nature of our trucks back then that you couldn't even get power steering on a 4x4 model. The trim levels, the adventurers, the fancy cabs, all those things just weren't that fancy compared to our competition. And this truck is as bare bones as a Dodge get, with all of the rugged, heavy-duty stuff underneath it and inside the engine bay. The heart of the Sno-Commander system was the Myers Supply plow. Now, most plows today are powered by an electric pump that fires an electric or a hydraulic ram system. This vehicle has a hydraulic pump, which is a Chrysler supplied power steering pump, and then it operates the rams. A ram for going up and down, a ram for angling the blade right and left. I'll show you that stuff underneath the hood. Looks like something off of a Sherman tank. The Myers system included a huge reservoir for power steering fluid, a power steering pump, which is down here on the engine, you can't see it, and then finally, this is your hydraulic control system. It's run by big yellow rods inside of the vehicle. Believe me, it's super, super, super duty. The engine was our standard 318 engine. Now, this was the base engine in this vehicle, but the gearing in this vehicle is 410 gears. Heck, it might be 4, 5, 6, I'm not sure. So the size of the engine didn't really matter. Top speed on this thing was about 68 miles an hour, even with these gigantic tires on it. So it was all about multiplying torque with the transmission and with the rear end. It has a 4-speed standard transmission, and the first gear is unusable for anything other than pushing the largest piles of snow or climbing a mountain. So the 318 was more than adequate to drive this vehicle plowing snow. About the only time a bigger engine would have been required if this was employed for towing or campers. They started producing this body style in 1961. It's called the Swept line. The 1971, this year model, was the last year for it. They produced the other vehicle after 1972, who I don't know. For all you Mopar nuts out there, I actually do know, but I want to hear your email. Tell me when they started with the model after this. How many years did they produce it, starting in 1972? Now, this truck, being as pampered as it is, there's not a dent in the bed. There's not a scratch in the paint. Even the tailgate has never really been used. And as you can see, this back panel here, which is usually when you hit the brakes and something runs into it, is perfect in every way, shape, and form. This truck is a showpiece, but it's a showpiece nobody really cares about, and only I'd be crazy enough to buy it and fix it up. But it is a Dodge. Pickup trucks were pickup trucks in 1971, and Dodge was the most rugged of the pickup trucks. So you can see, even with this bumper hanging down, it's got an incredibly high entry height. You've got to climb up inside of the cab of this vehicle. Also, The bumper will probably tow 5,000 pounds. It's made out of nearly 1/4-inch plate. Also, standard hooks are hooked in here. I don't know what they're for, but they put them on there because somebody was going to need them and Dodge supplied them. The bare bones cab on this was the base level trim, but even the adventurer packages that were available, and there's another package called the Dude, well, they weren't much fancier than this. The basic sheet metal was the same, and one more time, you couldn't even get power steering with a 4-wheel drive when you needed it the most. Inside here, the Sno-Commander controls, raises and lowers, or angles the plow right and left. On top of that, you probably saw the auxiliary headlamps on top of the plow, because when you raise the plow, it blocks out the headlights. And then the whole dash is about nothing but getting to and from. Now, the original Power Wagons, and this is a Power Wagon, were produced in 1945. They're the famous ones, the ones you see in all the World War II movies. Now, directly after the war, 1944, only Dodge and Jeep supplied 4-wheel drive to the public. Dodge basically took their military-built vehicle with all the military hardware and just put lights on it, put a better cab in it, put a heater on it, and sold it to the public. And for, I think it was 10 or 15 years, only Dodge, it was until 1956 or 57, only Dodge and only Jeep light duty, Dodge heavy duty, offered the 4-wheel drive to the public. Not Ford, not Chevy. If you could see what I see right now, you see a massive frame with all sorts of cast and welded gussets attached to it. It has 7, 8 cross members running between the frame rails. In the back, there's 7 leaf springs. There's even the wheels and tires. These tires are military-style tires, and the wheels are split rim with 8 lugs on it. The old-fashioned locking worn hubs, you actually had to get out and turn these in before you could apply the 4-wheel drive. This truck is sprung to take incredible weight, or, since it's a snow plow, take incredible abuse pushing the snow around. So as a result, it's got the top option springs. If you're driving down the road at your top speed at, under 70 miles an hour, you hit a bump that would just, you'd notice it in the car. It throws you off the seat in this, it's sprung so tightly. This thing will drive through, bash through, drive over the top about anything, but it just won't do it very fast. This is our 1971 Sno-Commander. This is the end of our presentation. Come to YouTube. Come to our Facebook page. Come to NorthglenDodgeNGDcars.com. Find us, send us some pictures of your truck. Tell us about this truck if you know about it. Or just enjoy the videos on all the other vehicles we've got. Thank you.